Hey folks, it's Redbeard. After a long hiatus in making videos, I decided to make something special based on something that is special that I've been waiting for a long time for. I finally got my stamp back for this guy. So, what we have here is the Hybrid 46. I'm going to kind of show you what it comes with and then kind of what I've done with it so far. So, it comes with the part for the pistons for pistols, which even though the Hybrid will work on pistols, I'm sure it's fun, but I train a lot in and out of a holster, and I just don't see the need for a suppressor on a pistol unless it's an AR pistol or something like that that I'm not trying to holster and unholster. So I probably won't ever use that. I might though. It could be fun just to act like James Bond for a little bit. Anyway. So what we have here, I'll take the cover off of it. I ordered a Silencerco heat cover, I guess they call it, something like that, because they do get kind of hot if you're going to run some rounds through it. Okay, it comes with this inner rubber piece, the cover does, not the silencer. All right, let's see if I can get that out of there for the purpose of this video. So that fits on there pretty good, nice and snug, and that gives you some thermal protection, so it's not just this canvas wrap, which is also pretty thick and nicely made. Probably worth the $100 I paid for it, I'd say. So you do get this. This is kind of how it comes in here like this. They do give you direct thread adapter for a 5/8 by 24, 30 cal common thread for the barrel. Mentioned the piston adapter. You do have to order pistons separately based on your thread type or your caliber, both I should say. And they do give you a couple of tools here to work with the silencer, which are nice, and we'll kind of go over those here shortly. There's a pair of these which are identical, and then there's this kind of multi-tool here which you use to change the end caps here. And it also has some common wrench sizes built in for different muzzle devices and things of that nature. It was a pretty nice little set of tools. So what I did is I went ahead, and because the attachments to put this on your firearm are pretty difficult to buy, what I decided to do was go with a different brand. And I didn't realize this at first when I started researching the muzzle devices and what mounts inside the actual silencer mount for quick disconnect. I started to quickly realize that all of the Silencerco ones were very difficult to get. It looks like people are putting them on eBay with bots and charging $300, $400, $500 for a muzzle device or the ASR mounts. I said, what the heck with that? So I started looking around, and there is other companies that use the same thread pattern. So what I ended up with was a Griffin Armament unit, and yes, it's a so when it gets tight like that, it's not going to want to come off very easily. So because I actually did break it loose by doing that. Look at that. So it actually came off easier than I thought. So this is the Griffin Armament taper mount adapter. And that means I can put muzzle devices that are made by Griffin for their taper mount adapters on my different firearms, different tools that will fit with this mount. Okay, so you can see down inside the silencer. I don't know how well you'll be able to see with the light in here. It's a little bit dirty. I haven't put too many rounds through it yet. But this nicely fits in there. Okay, I was a little worried going with a different manufacturer than Silencerco, but I was ensured that the thread pattern is identical, and the tolerance is, that's not even moving, and it's not even all the way threaded in. So the tolerances are very good. Griffin is a great company to work with, so is Silencerco. So I just had to pair their two products together because I was not about to pay $500 for the Silencerco ASR mount. It also has some other disadvantages. The ASR mount makes it difficult to get it to go underneath a handguard if you wanted to do that, because you can't operate the locking mechanism. So there's several other options out there too. This is just the one I ended up going with, was the Griffin Armament taper mount adapter. And then again, the supplied tools, there's little notches in here. If you line up with the tool so that you can tighten that on there, right? And get it nice and tight, because the last thing you want is that thing coming unthreaded on you. And I didn't want to put Loctite or Rock Set in there because I may want to change to a direct thread adapter. I don't want it to be that difficult, okay? And so far I haven't had any issues. So there's that portion of it. Now I'll kind of show you Some of the things I put it on, I'll show you what it looks like raw, naked. We call this a naked. You can still shoot it like this, obviously. There's no issue with that, okay? I currently have the end cap on here for 9mm. It's pretty important to remember that. I recommend getting different colors, getting them Cerakoted a different color, or labeling them. If you're gonna have multiple end caps and be switching this between firearms, okay? You don't wanna send this thing down range by, you know, putting a 45 cal bullet or a 45-70 through your 9 or through your 223 end cap, etc. So it comes standard with a 46 cal end cap, all right, which is black. I got the black silencer instead of the gray. A lot of the ones you're gonna find are gray instead of the black silencer, which is fine. I'm not really in it for the aesthetic. Was the SIG MPX. Great can for this. I've shot other cans on MPX, which for whatever reason, and I'm not, you know, an engineer by any means, but which for whatever reason, when I've shot other MPXs, same first gen MPX, with other cans, a lot of gas would seep out of this area here, and it would go right in your face. So with the hybrid, I have not noticed that yet, and I don't know if it's just that I'm too excited when I'm shooting it, but I'll go ahead and make sure this is clear. I always know it is, but I like to show it on my videos that it's clear, okay? So I kind of want to show you the Griffin Armament muzzle adapters as well, okay? So this is their 3-prong muzzle device, all right? I've got their thread cover on it. Okay, we'll take that off. So you take this off, and this is what's nice about the quick disconnect, is regardless of what caliber, now this is 9, so I've got the right end cap on here. Regardless of what caliber, it's a pretty quick turn and burn, right? Rather than all those threads or a direct thread mount adapter when you've got left hand and right hand threading and this and that, it causes the unit to come off the firearm too easily, okay? So there's kind of what the MPX looks like with that beast on there. You can see that with the adapter I used, I'll get this a little closer, it's pretty nice. I don't need it underneath the handguard. I'm not that picky. If I really wanted to, I'd have to get a longer handguard or a different taper mount adapter like the XL, which I have. But I'm okay with it. Again, that's good enough. I don't care if it makes the gun look a little funny or not. This is not for a movie. This is for me to have fun and shoot suppressed and, you know, not upset the neighbors. So there's what she looks like. That's with the 9, okay? Now this is the benefit of the 46, right? So it gets on there pretty good. So you just give it a little twist, okay? It's got a few threads. Now she's off, okay? And again, it's got threads here. You can see that in the video. It's got threads here, and those are what, you know, that's what threads on. That's what the silencer threads on to, is the actual muzzle device, okay? I haven't shot this yet without the muzzle device, without the silencer on it, and just the muzzle device, but I am told that this requires no tuning, which is nice. Okay, so it shouldn't ring or anything like that or make any crazy noises when I'm shooting it without the suppressor. However, I'm not sure that I ever will again, to be honest. Anyway, so this is the whole reason I bought the can. Okay, I've got this little guy here, and I forever, since I found out someone was making them, have wanted an AR pistol chambered in 45 caliber. So I went ahead and got the CMMG Banshee chambered in 45. Same thing, okay? Muzzle device on the end, okay? You can see, okay, so that's the one part that Griffin did not have, okay? They did not have the correct muzzle device for something that is 45 caliber, which is that .578 by 28 thread pitch. They didn't have it. Once they do, that will take this length here. This little extra piece is the thread adapter in here that you're seeing. That will take that and push this right back to here. So you'll lose that extra inch or so of space. But again, really don't care. Just wanted to be able to shoot this thing suppressed. And I can tell you that I did, and wow, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So again, we'll show clear on this guy. And you know, I got this vortex on here that's not the greatest, but it does what it's supposed to do and works quite well actually. So that's clear. Now we'll go ahead and I'll just show you again the benefit here. Now, in this case, I wouldn't be able to just switch from the 9 to the 45, okay? I'd have to change my end cap, and we'll show you how that goes here in a second. But again, takes that little pistol, right, and turns it into something that is actually quite a bit more fun to shoot firearm with the suppressor on it. Not to mention, it is as quiet as if you were wearing ear protection. And in a video coming up soon, I will show you some of that. It's dark out right now, so even though it's quiet, I could probably shoot it, but I respect my neighbors, and they respect me, and I like to keep it that way. So, again, nice little firearm. Got the silencer on it. The one other firearm, well, I should say the two other firearms that I've got set up for this now are both AR-15 pistol. Okay. And I'm not going to get into barrel lengths and all that in this video. I kind of decided not to. That's a debate that everybody wants to have except me. What I can tell you though is that this guy here got a little law tactical folding on there. Same thing. Okay. You take off the thread protector. Okay. I'm better doing this with my right hand. I should probably practice both, but and again, all I did was lock tight on the talking too much. There we go. Get that thread started. All I did is use the sealant from Griffin Armament, which is like a rock setter Loctite. And I Loctited to make sure that the muzzle device doesn't move. But again, not the internal mount to the silencer, which is the Griffin Armament taper mount. Okay, so again, AR, again, to get the best sound reduction, which 5.56 doesn't suppress that well. This is not a 300 blackout. I actually want to shoot some coyotes with pistols and rifles, so I'm going to use a hunting round. It's not that quiet compared to 9 or 45, obviously, or 308, or I should say 300 blackout, which is very suppressible. But it still makes a noticeable difference in recoil and second shot placement, follow-up, things like that. And it also makes quite a noticeable difference in the actual sound, okay? So, but again, this is where we would have to switch the end cap to get those full benefits. That's a 9 end cap there. We would want to put a different end cap on there, right? So again, just kind of fun. My other AR, I'm not going to show you that. It's kind of boring. It's just a standard, 16-inch barrel, about 20 with this thing on the end. And that's one thing about the hybrid that some people complain about is its size. Actually, one other thing for the purpose of this video and this review, okay, and that's this wrench here. You see the little holes in the end, all right? Those holes in the end line up with these holes in here, and you can change the end caps out. Relatively easy. You have to kind of get it lined up, and then you give it a twist, break it loose. You can see the engineering. Now this end cap is manufactured by Silencerco. They actually had all the ones in stock that I wanted, which was impressive. Now if we could just find some more ammo to shoot through these things, that'd be great. But I do have, plenty. So, but anytime I shoot ammo, I like to replenish it, and well, that hasn't been happening. So anyway, that's how you take the end cap on and off. Like I said, it comes with this one, which is the 45 cal, and it's black, okay, which is nice. I know the difference. Obviously, the size is an indicator as well. But it's good to talk about these all the time and keep them in the front of your mind, not the back of your mind, okay? And again, the one for 223 is even smaller. That's probably the one I'll put back on because I think that's what. So here's a 30 cal one, okay, 3, or it's actually 224. So a nice little packaging from Silencerco, and again, gray. But look at how nice and small that guy is. So I think when I first tried it with 223, okay, I used this because I didn't have the end caps yet. So now I want to see how it suppresses with this little guy in here. So that's probably what I'll do next. Stay tuned in for more. I'm going to start ramping up on the videos again. I appreciate your viewership. Love you guys. Have a good day. This is Redbeard signing out.